New Year's Eve! My face is really red today. I'm at a Walmart parking lot. I moved to the clear back where there was no cars. I'm just watching people now. I was going to go in and pick up my prescription. I really don't need anything else. As a matter of fact, one of the goals I have for myself is to stop going into Walmarts. I could pick up my prescriptions at the drive-thru window, so I also thought about having them mailed to me, but right now with the medication I need for my cancer treatment, I'll just stick with Walmart, but like I said, I can do the drive-thru window. So I went and got, y'all got to check this out. Watch this window. It's like magic. Oh yeah, it works. I guess come to find out there's 6 switches, different switches for this year of a van. And of course, the first 4 we tried were not it. And then, of course, the one that is the most expensive. So it cost me $177, but it's fixed. I'm grateful. That's one more thing checked off my list. I got a few little things inside we used to call them the cigarette plugs. Those are need replaced, the 2 in the front. So I'll get those done. They're about $80. I could do those myself. They're pretty straightforward. So yeah, get that done. And I'm just so happy that, and my van's not leaking oil or anything. So that part's good. I feel very blessed. You know, I'm thankful because I got my voice back. I don't know if y'all remember, I hardly had a voice. Today it's a little raspy, but it gets that way when it's close to chemo. It's really weird how that happens. But plus I've been talking a lot today. I've been visiting with people, so definitely using my vocal cords. But I'm grateful that I have my voice back so I could share the word with people, you know, say kind words to help lift someone up. I'm so thankful for that. I'm thankful that I'm going on 20 months with this chemo treatment, but I've been cancer-free for over a year. I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful to God for all of it. I'm grateful for all of you who have just been there to lift me up during my darkest hours and to laugh with me during the funny times and to help on this mission of just being kind to people. Your prayers and your love pulled me through so much. You have no idea. I'm so grateful. I'm grateful for the new friends that I have made. And I'm also grateful for the doors that have been closed, that the Lord has closed. I'm truly grateful for those. You know, hindsight's always something, isn't it? When it's happening, you're like, oh gosh, what did I ever do to that person or whatever? But then the Lord shuts that door and he reveals to you why. And I'm so grateful. I'm grateful that in my young age of 63 that I could patiently wait for the Lord, let him just do what he needs to do. I'll go to do something and the conviction on a lot of things are just instant. So I don't even question it. I just stop and say, okay, well, this isn't it. I'm good. Coming from the mechanics, which is one town over, which is Eugene, Oregon. And I do not like Eugene, Oregon. I used to love Eugene, Oregon, but the crime rate is so high there. I just don't like to be there. But coming back, you know, you ever get this feeling that you should be doing something, going a different way? So as I was getting ready to go the way I wanted to go, something told me, no, turn left. So I'm glad I turned left, and it was nice and it was quiet, and I don't know the reason why I had to avoid the way I was going, but I was okay with it because there's a lot of traffic out today. And then there was a train, and I thought, well, I could go around this certain way. I know the area very well. I mean, I've lived in that area for years and years, and something said, no, you're going to wait. And I did. And I was really grateful for that because as I waited for the train and went, you could see down the way I would have went, there was an accident. So, I'm grateful that I just listen. I just do it, and of course, if it was something bad, something told me to do something bad, I would know that's not from the Lord, so I just wouldn't have done it. But I'm grateful. I'm so grateful for the changes that have come into my life. I did something yesterday that generally I don't do. Let me back up a little bit. So Saturday, my oldest sister had said, hey, second to the youngest sister had found an envelope that belonged to our mom, was in her property, and it had 3 documents in it for me, which I thought was odd. One was their divorce papers from my biological father. One was his death certificate. And then the third was a baptismal certificate for me from the LDS church. And my sister, who primarily lived with our grandmother, said to me, did you know that you were baptized Mormon? I said, yes, I was 8. I recall that. I tried to block that out. A lot of abuse, all forms of abuse, came from that one church that we had gone to. And that's actually, I've never known her to go to churches, but I was just a kid, so I don't know. I think she was dating someone from there. Anyway, so that triggered all this stuff. So that night I had a kind of rough night sleeping. And I kept seeing these ads about SA and the LDS church. And if you're LDS, I'm not saying all people are bad. It's happening everywhere, whether in a church or not in a church. So please don't think I'm bashing that, because I am not. It comes to respect, and I pray that people will respect me too, because that triggered some really terrible things. So I called this the Clearwater Law, left a message. Anyway, they call me back. And this one lady, first let me say, if I'm having to screen people for SA, and stuff, I would want people that are compassionate and kind and maybe had gone through it and are able to help other people through the process, right? But I was very proud of myself. So this lady was very condescending. She just kept asking me the same thing. I would answer it, and then she'd ask me again the exact same thing. And then she would talk. I felt like she was talking down to me and belittling me. And did it happen on the church property? Well, yes, it happened on the church property. So you weren't away somewhere doing a function? I said, what part? And then she had said, well, do you know the person's name? I said, well, I only remember his last name because of his son that I was friends with. And all of this triggered this. I didn't have recall of it. I just blocked it out. So I said the name. She goes, oh, but you don't know what his first name. That's how she's talking to me. So I said to her very kindly, I go, hey, look, this is not the job for you, and you are stressing me out, and I don't need background stress. I said, so this is not worth it to me. I'm going to deal with it another way. So I thank you. Leave me alone. And I hung up, and I was so proud of myself because I would have just accepted, years ago, I would have just accepted that. Like, okay, go ahead and beat me up. But my thought is, gosh, and I'm actually going to write a letter to that law firm and just saying, maybe you might want to think about the people you have screening people to have some kind of compassion, at least speak kindly, because that's a horrific thing people have gone through. But anyway, I was proud of me. I was so proud of me. Yep. So I'm grateful for that. But yeah, it definitely triggered things, which showed me that was an unresolved issue that I had, and it's something I'm working through right now. And God's helped me through that, so I'm grateful. It's amazing how things pop up, because my birth mother has been gone for years. She has passed on years ago. And for that envelope with 3 documents, and of course, my sister said, well, our other sister wanted to know if you wanted it. And I said, well, yeah, I want it. I don't know why I said, yeah, I want it. Other than I'd like to read the divorce papers and just to have the documents. I'm no longer baptized in the Mormon church, so that is not of importance to me. But I would like to have the death certificate of my father. Why? I don't know. But anyway. But yeah, I'm just thankful. I'm grateful for everything, even the hard times, because I have learned to trust the Lord even in those hard times. But yeah, I'm grateful. I pray y'all have a safe night. Be careful out there if you're driving. I've already seen a few accidents, and they say this is one of the deadliest nights, for drinking and driving. So I pray that God just covers you and puts his angels around you and keeps you safe and well. And 2026 is going to be beautiful. Yes, I am claiming it. It is a year of miracles. Woohoo! Yeah. Anyway, God is good. God bless each and every one of you. And I'll be talking to you next year. This is Gracie, and I'm out. Bye.